women out there, y'all petty, man. Hey, LeBron, you're 100% right on these girls hating on Caitlin Clark. Y'all petty girls. I expect men to be petty because we're the most insecure group in the world.
Oh, you are.
Y'all should be thanking that girl for getting y'all private charters, all the money and visibility she bringing to the WNBA. Don't be petty like dudes. Listen, what she's accomplished, give her flowers.
Charles Barkley launched into an angry tirade at Angel Reese, acting as if she had missed a free throw during a family picnic. After the purported investigation into Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever fell apart faster than a trust fall at a clown show, what triggered Barkley's angry tirade? Outburst. For what reason does Angel Reese seem to have been faced with a dreadful truth? Get ready, because this catastrophic implosion is happening at an unavoidable rate, and the drama is getting more intense. It's more scorching than a nacho spill in court.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse if they tried. People believe what we say on television. Just because people don't like you or your personality, they can't get on TV and slander you. It's just total bullshit. This girl is incredible. The number of attention, eyeballs she's brought to college and the pros, and for these women to have this petty jealousness, you say to yourself, damn, what is going on?
Charles Barkley ordered Angel Reese to sit down before she ruins her reputation like a backboard after a Shaq dunk. Angel Reese believed that concentrating on Caitlin Clark would help her rise in the never-ending drama of women's BASKET battles. Barkley's scathing criticism shows that he's not holding back, and Reese's action has generated fresh controversy. That is further adding to the game's already intense attention. Sir Charles responded to this with a full-court push. Having finished his role as analyst, the instant Clark's team's inquiry collapsed like a soggy bracket.
On here. And the thing I love about her, she never says a word. But these ladies, who I love and respect their game, they couldn't have this thing up any worse. There's been so much negativity, and a lot of it is just...
Let's be honest. The purported inquiry into Indiana Fever was weak, clinging to itself like a damp paper towel. What was being evaluated? Exactly breathing too loudly near a confident rookie. The whole thing was like an overblown, cacophonous, and entirely hypothetical indictment by the high school student council, claiming to have uncovered the secret scheme to establish Caitlin Clark as the WNBA's queen. Angel Reese stepped right in, torch in hand. In reality, though she had found nothing at all, her bold action had fueled the already boiling discussion more as an agitator than as a revelation of any truth.
Jealousy, petty jealousy, and it's really unfortunate because what she's done for the game, listen, I believe in rookie hazing, but some of the criticism has gotten overboard, and I think it's really unfair because, man, she got you look at the ratings for the draft, for the WNBA, she's making everybody money, and I think she's got some deals. Good for her. I mean, the girl just set the record for the most points ever scored in college. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
But Angel Reese was able to unite people who had not shared a common understanding since the days of tapes. Charles Barkley, on the other hand, was clearly fed up with the nonsense and likened his response to Reese's passive-aggressive attempts to undermine Clark to a parent who is watching his child try to microwave foil while displaying surprise, and a hint of "you really thought this would work." Barkley's comments served as a sobering reminder that some things, like common sense, still apply and that poor behavior won't go unnoticed. His answer revealed the absurdity of the situation and his role as the quiet voice in the midst of the chaos.
The NBA just came back with an investigation into allegations of their fans chanting things at various players. The investigation revealed no evidence that ever took place. But you have a deep connection to the WNBA. You've been a part of some controversies when it comes to the WNBA. I'm just curious about your thoughts.
Well, Will, I was a team owner for a decade, and the WNBA continues to step on a rake when it comes to Caitlin Clark, who is their billion-dollar player. I mean, she's increased ratings beyond all expectations.
Angel Reese has been holding a grudge against Caitlin Clark as if it were her most prized possession. Every news conference turns into a theatrical soliloquy. Every social media post feels like a Shakespearean subtweet, and every Eru website is painstakingly set up as if it were a music video. The issue is that, despite Reese's best efforts to portray the antagonist, Her role lacks any true depth or mystery. And Clark isn't even paying attention to her antics because she is too preoccupied with dropping more points than half the league combined, making the game a veritable highlight reel, and elevating the Fever's profile as though they were the main characters in the ultimate underdog sports film. They're simply not on the same level, so it's like seeing someone try to trip a marathon runner who is already 10 meters ahead. Charles Barkley comes next. Reese's redemption tour, or whatever she's calling it this week, isn't something he's buying into. Charles, he's not scared to declare that it's just poor sportsmanship with a TikTok filter. Her attempts to present Clark as some kind of basketball-privileged princess would be a spy movie, and the plot twist would be revealed in the trailer.
Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level. That's number 2. Number 3, Caitlin Clark's or Angel Reese's popularity in large part is attributed to her behavior towards Caitlin Clark. Because when Caitlin Clark was busy taunting opponents a couple of years back before LSU smacked Iowa around in the national championship game or so, it was Angel Reese that was clapping back.
Then, let's face it, every blog, YouTube channel, and podcast within 500 meters of a basketball court would have already examined Caitlin Clark's actions if they had been even slightly dubious. Ree keeps up her subtle jabs, eyebrow gymnastics, and dramatic gestures despite the league observing her like she's a national treasure on loan to the Louvre. Her rivalry with Clark has now become her entire brand. It resembles a high school romance more than a legitimate sporting competition. And the atmosphere is more akin to a cruel girl trying to grab your lunch table than a professional athlete. Charles Barkley cannot stand it. He's like the substitute teacher who shows up with a permanent marker and says, "We're not doing any of that today." Barkley adores it because, in his universe, the game is more important than rumors, and at the moment, Clark's performance is overpowering the drama. He was deeply insulted on a molecular level, as seen by his reactions to Reese's antics, which were like a chef discovering someone had microwaved a steak. He simply wants Angel Reese to mature and perhaps put more of an emphasis on rebounds and less on retweets. He doesn't detest her. Over here, Caitlin Clark is taking care of her own affairs, selling out arenas, and transforming the Fever from an occasional afterthought that silence into a nightly highlight. The real story, which is Clark's talent and focus, is what viewers are watching to witness.
What she's done, but now to the point of they're not only going after Caitlin Clark, they're going after the fans of the team that she plays for in that investigation. And look, fans want sports to be about sports. They want sportsmanship. They want to see the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. And this league continues to kneecap itself when it comes to really promoting what could be a great sport and reverting back to social justice issues that were proven to be a abject failure for the league in 2020.
Let's not pretend Barkley is frustrated with the media circus, which always conjures up villains whenever a new celebrity shows up. In addition to his issues with Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark is part of the answer, not the problem. Barkley isn't having any of it, despite some critics arguing that her rise has hurt the WNBA by raising ticket sales, viewership, and interest in general. He resembles the "y'all don't appreciate how good you've got it," said a furious uncle during the family barbecue. To be honest, he's right. Barkley is determined to keep the story out of the spotlight. Despite the good attention and excitement, the Indiana Fever have gone from being an afterthought to a league highlight because of Clark's influence. And her first season is already creating buzz and advancing the sport. Fever's rivalries founded on genuine competition over made-up drama, or feuds on social media. Despite his brilliance, charisma, and loyal fan base, Angel Reese lacks credibility. According to Barkley, she is effectively throwing up. Thus, players like her should focus more on showing off their skills on the court, and less on being snarky, rather than doubling down and practicing harder. More challenging in the end, talent and focus are more significant than social media controversy, so if Barkley had any advice, it would probably be to just shut up and hoop. Only a small percentage of the guys Barkley has seen come and go with both ego and potential. He thinks that she is using a losing tactic by raising her voice.
Want to hear it? I love this rivalry. I am here for every single second of it. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it's not a rivalry. Not when you lose about 35 points.
That's true.
It's not rivalry. Indiana Fever's on a different level than the Chicago Sky. Let's get that out the way. Secondly, as much as we love Angel Reese because she is special, she's not Caitlin Clark as a player. Caitlin Clark is on a different level. We just have to own that. Angel Reese can rebound the basketball. She's a damn good player. She's got a bright future in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark is next level.
Clark is playing the long game and concentrating on creating her legacy, while Rhea is busy causing several scandals that end up looking like a balloon hitting a wall. What about Barkley? He's sitting in the front row, observing from the sidelines, but he's definitely keeping track. You should be concerned about more than just the scoreboard when your reputation is declining more quickly then your numbers are improving. Even though restarted a rivalry, it will be perceived as the distraction that ruined it rather than the spark that lit greatness if she doesn't alter her strategy quickly. The first person to remind her will be Barkley, loudly, repeatedly, and without sugarcoating it. Barkley snatches the microphone as if it were a debt and rips into the stale story that Reese and Clark are somehow equals seated at the same table just when it looks like he might overlook it. He claims that there aren't even two chairs at the table. It's a one-woman performance with Caitlin Clark as the star, and RI is someplace backstage figuring out how the lights work. It's not a rivalry. Using a halftime report format, let's dissect this. In terms of effect, statistics, and even their current standing on the court, Reese and Clark are not comparable. One expert declared, "I adore the Caitlin Clark drama. Do you believe that she is being unfairly singled out? Or is it the sort of situation where everyone will take notice and give you sharper elbows when you're that good?" The solution, a bit of everything. She has had a significant impact on the league, which is why they are selling out arenas, relocating to larger locations, increasing season ticket sales, TV rights, chartered aircraft, viewership, and more. There is more to Caitlin Clark than meets the eye. As though she's on a personal quest to dominate the scoreboard, Clark is breaking records. By selling out arenas, increasing viewership, and making basketball seem like her own creation, she is bringing the Indiana Fever out of the shadows and into the public eye without causing any scandal. In the meantime, Rhea is producing more headlines than highlights, and the majority of them contain terms like drama, shade, or why though. Barkley basically held up a huge scoreboard with Caitlin's name all on it and asked, "Do you see this?" in his signature unfiltered manner. It's about as logical to compare the two as it is to compare a microwaved hot dog to a fancy steak. One is made with talent and skill. The other one, noisy, untidy, and frantically attempting to be taken seriously. And to be clear, this is about reality, not hate. Barkley is rejecting the idea that Rhea and Clark share a basketball world, not insulting her. RIE is still looking for the entrance ramp if Clark is on the WNBA All-Star Highway. Without a question, she has talent. She definitely has potential. She is attempting to claim a crown, however, that has not yet been ordered in her size. Let's not act. The ascent of Caitlin Clark is a fluke of some sort. She earned the attention. It wasn't given to her. She consistently performs well, scoring, helping, making key plays, and displaying uncanny intelligence. However, what is happening to her at the moment? It is quite unfortunate. She is by far the most significant and well-liked individual the WNBA has ever encountered, yet she is treated like a piece of shit each time she sets foot on the court. Why? There is just one. Her admiration is well-deserved. No side eyes, no gimmicks, simply buckets. With her skill, IQ, and clutch plays, Caitlin Clark is demonstrating her talent in every game and bringing respect and excitement to the floor. In the meantime, Rhea is attempting to establish her brand by using disparaging remarks and side comments in the hopes that the drama will somehow lead to domination. Warning, it won't. Barkley is sick of the bullshit, media fluff stories that liken this to Bird versus Magic are not welcome here. According to him, contrasting Clark with Ari at this moment is like contrasting an iPhone and a pager. One represents the future, while the other is primarily noise. Barkley appears to age 5 years at once if someone implies that Ari is on par with Clark. He's not saying that Ari can't get better, but she needs to start creating her own wave instead of following Caitlin Clark's. You become an outstanding player by putting up incredible stats, not by disparaging the best player. While Rhea continues to arrange bricks, Clark is busy constructing buildings. Barkley's message is unmistakable. Play more. Speak less. Any discussion of a rivalry will remain but a fantasy until Rhea can equal Clark in ability, leadership, and reliability, and Charles Barkley isn't here for bedtime tales. For actual basketball, he's here. One admirer remarked, "She's Neo," as if they were in the Matrix tinkering with the machines and other things before he arrived. But they needed the one, and the one arrived. Clark is just that. She could bend a spoon, which is why they have been searching for her. She worked it out. The WNBA itself stumbles over feet in what can only be described as one of the most perplexing acts of self-sabotage in modern sports history, right after Charles Barkley has finished destroying the idea that Angel Reese is Caitlin Clark's equal. Don't assume that making the switch to the professional level was Clark's biggest obstacle. Her biggest challenge seems to be that she is too good, too well-liked, and thus too dangerous for the league, which ought to be celebrating her influence with a red carpet, gift baskets, and private planes. For daring to attract attention, make money, and bring record-breaking numbers of viewers to a league that has been frantically trying to find relevancy for decades. The WNBA has gone to all lengths, short of mailing Clark a blazing bag of dog food. Her quick ascent should be greeted with the same fanfare as the 1996 Olympic Dream Team's second coming. It's been more like showing up to a surprise party where everyone is angry at you. It could almost have its own jersey because of how evident the resentment is. Instead of helping her climb, veteran players are ignoring Clark, fouling her as if she owes them money, and dragging her name through every mud puddle they can find. Clark, however, simply continues turning up, filling arenas, scoring double figures, and avoiding the bait. Everyone else is upset because the teacher only wants to talk to her. Even though she joined a group project and completed all the work, the WNBA has to embrace the new wave rather than fight it, as evidenced by the league's perplexing opposition. In addition to opponents, Clark is also up against league politics, egos, and an odd resentment stemming from insecurity. She makes every moment a masterclass in perseverance under duress, though, as she smiles, signs autographs, and does post-game interviews with poise. Please remember to click on the next video on the screen, like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this.